Hi, I'm Colin Bockman and thanks for taking time to watch this video. I hope I can give you some impact and some value. It's all about the impact of COVID on our society and our businesses and what that means to us. Is it an opportunity or is it a challenge? And the mindsets that we have to address it. You see, if we see it as a challenge, we're going to bunker down, which I'll get to in a moment. If we see it as an opportunity, but then again, what could be the opportunity? Well, it's all going to be based around mindsets. And let me just read to you a couple of articles that I've got recently out of the newspapers. There's this one here, and I'll just go, go back to the future. Oz Psyche Shake-Up. Surveys from a cross-section of Australians have already exposed seismic cultural shifts, with 86% confirming they already have changed their behaviour, and 1 in 20 admitting they don't believe life will ever go back to the same way as it was before. That's huge. But what does it mean? Here's another one. Take it on the chin. And this person here, who's talking about cultural change and being a coach, says, if you take your decision on the chin that you're going to be maybe demoted, and try to look at ways of serving your boss, your employer, with workplace changes, you're more likely to hang on to your job than be promoted. Wow, who ever thought that those things would come into play? So let's have a look at what we can do. It's all about our mindsets. Once this is over, per se, and you can get back together with your people, and in whatever sort of group, we need to get into a huddle. Now, as your people come back to the work environment, they're going to have been thinking for the last month or two or whatever it is, because they've been in isolation, they've been on the phones and they've been on the computers, but it's not the same. And they're going to be thinking, how is this going to be? So they're going to have fears. They're going to have fears of security, they're going to have fears about whether the business is going to go on, and your market, this big was the market before, you had this pie. The market's now going to be this big, but you still want this pie. So here's a reality. If you're in business to business or almost any market, you're going to have to find a way to get somebody else's share into your little pie. Now that's a little unfortunate because that means somebody's going to miss out. But that's the commercial reality. For everybody to think that it'll be back to normal and business as usual and we'll all have the same pie and it'll all be the same share is ridiculous. I was talking to a client today and he said to me, my perception is that Myers will go out of business, won't even reopen. I don't know if it's true or not. We don't know, we can't predict. What we can do is work out where our marketplace is, where our business is, and press the reset button. So instead of going back and saying, let's get started, let's have a look at what we're doing, let's do this. No, press the reset button, get everybody together, have a meeting and decide how do we evaluate where we're at and where our customers are at. Now, our prime focus needs to be on, yes, the bunker down. Yep, the accountants will do all that. They'll look at the numbers. But on the other side here, the go-to-market strategies, how do we decide what we're going to sell to whom and how we're going to do it differently to what we did in the past? And that means that we've got to consider our customers' thinking model because they've been at home and they've been trying to make things work, or they've been closed and nothing's been happening at all. So they're thinking, I've got to get rid of this debt, I've got to get rid of that debt. They're concerned. So we've got to say to ourselves, we're all in this together. Instead of being, how can I sell to them? How can I work with them so that they're successful so that I can be successful too? And that's what we need to do. It's a thinking process. Now, in the neck-top computer of your people in your business, they've been thinking about these things. But here's the challenge, if I can go back to that, or the opportunity. How do we get that out of their minds and into a format, into a platform that you can work out how you're going to go forward and what you're going to do? Well, it's a thinking process. I talk about on my Making the Shift from Management to Leadership audio program, which you can download from my website at any time, and there's no fee for it. And I talk about CVS to BVS, current view of the situation to better view. We've got to identify what is our current view, what was it before COVID hit, what is our current view, what is our customer's current view, what is the better view? And there's going to be a mishmash between those. We've got to work out how do we take ideas, make them into reality, and then do something with them. But here's the problem. Fear, F-E-A-R, false expectations appearing real. You see, everybody's going to be fearful of doing something different. Oh yeah, but if I could only just go back to the way it was, can I just go and make my 10 calls per day and say, how you doing? Or can I just please do that? No, you can't. You may never be doing what you were doing in the past again. It may be totally different. In fact, here's my prediction. You're going to have to be more proactive than you've ever been before. No matter what your business is, you're going to have to be more proactive. And that means bringing into control the thinking processes of how you communicate your offer. Now, once again, if you go to my website and you go to the B2B selling video, it talks about the POO process, P-O-O, POO. Yeah, but it works really well. That's profiling the customer, your offer, and then how that offer represents their profile, and then what's the outcome. Now, in the past, we'd profile the customer, we'd work out what our offer was to that profile, and then we'd say what's going to be the outcome. Whole new world. What's the profile of the customer now? It's going to be very different. What is it? You need to find out. What offer do you now need to have to match that profile? That offer that you had before, all those benefits that you had and reasons why they should buy in your stock and all those things, they may change. They may not be as receptive to that offer as they were before. And the outcome that they want may be different to the outcome that they used to get. Not totally, but there'll be differences. But if we go back into the workplace with business as usual model, business as usual thinking, business as usual platforms, we're going to be in big trouble. So the opportunity is to turn that around. So what I'm going to suggest you do is, at the end of this video is my phone number. Give me a call. And I will do a 30-minute triage with you over the phone. We'll talk about your business, your situation, and I'll give you some ideas as to how to get the thinking process. And what I'd love to do is have the opportunity to come to your business and to facilitate this. Because it's very hard for a person in the business to facilitate all the thinking. Because what I like to do is ask what they've been thinking about, what their fears are, what their concerns are. And if you do that in a certain way, you can get the information out and then work with it. Then you can put together a platform to go forward. And that has to be based on, how do I make my customer successful so I can be successful? It's never going to be about you again. And it's just like I'm sitting here doing this with Keith, whose little ad will come up on the screen in a moment, who's helping me out to make this possible for you. So use the resources you've got out there, and thanks for watching this video, and I look forward to investing some time with you in the future. Let's make an opportunity out of this instead of it being a challenge. Thanks for watching.